Welcome my YouTube family. Today we are going to see Zip and Zap the Captain's Island. In the beginning of the movie, we see two twin brothers named Zip and Zap. They are playing in a toy shop, which is probably their father's. There they open the gifts kept near the Christmas tree so that they get their favorite toys. Then Zap gets a lot of crackers in a box, from which he starts playing with the Fulgurians. On this, Zip throws the Fulgurians and asks them to open the other gifts. And that's what Zip does. Which causes a big fire and all the stuff burned there. Meanwhile, the news of the fire comes in the newspaper where we see with the photo of both the children that they have blamed their parents for this. Means that when they were asked about the reason behind them, they told that our parents do not let us do what we want, that's why we made a mistake. And friends, through this incident we get to know the signs of both the children. In the next scene we are shown in a ship with Zip and Zap with their parents, where we learn from his words that Zip and Zap have done this kind of things before, so they have been punished in many ways, like the punishment of not watching TV, but still that his mother tells that someone likes the story of your father's next novel and a publisher is ready to publish it for free, and now the publisher wants our whole family to click a photo for that novel cover and we have to stay there for a few days. And friends, that's why they all have come to that island. Further, his mother tells them that that's why you all have come with us, and this is your new punishment. This time you will not get Christmas holidays at all. Now Zeb gets angry at this and says that you are really bad parents. Then Zip and Zap see an island where they have to reach. We can see that Zip and Zap's father has lost his way due to a storm, and they see a palace in the middle of the island. Zip's father thinks it's an orphanage and goes to ask for help because there was a childhood home on his gate. Then Zip sees a little girl on the window of the house, and then his father comes and tells them that they are ready to give shelter to spend the night here, after which everyone goes inside the house where there is a butler who has no hands, and instead of him, there is something like a hook. The name of this butler is Jamie, and he asks these people to wait there. Then he tells that soon the owner of this house, Pam, will come to welcome you. And in the meantime, Zap looks at a painting and starts thinking which characters are in it. Then his father says that, son, if you ever read books, then only you will know in this, Captain Nemo, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Aaron Quaterman, Peter Pan, Sherlock Holmes and Invisible Man are in it, and the painting that is tied separately, Captain Hook, is in it. They tell that they are fictional characters of all the books and they have many stories. After some time, Miss Pam comes there and introduces herself to everyone. She also says that it is her good fortune that she could help you. Now they all have dinner where she introduces them to the kids living here. She also introduces them to Sister Andrea and Molly Salmon. After that, Pam tells Zippo and Zep's dad that these kids are very sad with their parents and family. So they have the freedom to do whatever they want. And they live happily here. And Zyab says to his luck that they are so lucky. I wish we could live here. Then Zabe asks about the girl standing above Pam, who she saw on the window. Her name is PP. Pam says that she is a little shy, so she didn't come with us to eat. Then Pam tells about her childhood, and says that my parents passed away in childhood. So I thought of living with these kids and let him do what he wants, and that makes me happy. Further, she says that this place is not an orphanage, but it will be better to call it a childhood home, as it is written on the door. In the next scene we see Jamie, who shows Zip and Zap and their parents their different rooms. And now at night, when Zip and Zap are lying down, then PP comes into their room from their window, and Zap wakes up with his voice. Then PP goes inside, who Zap also follows, where he sees a compass, and then a door opens for Zip and Zap, and PP stops them from making noise because she wants to catch an invisible ghost. Then someone comes in through the door, but we can't see. In the meantime, Zip sneezes and the ghost runs away from there. PP gets angry at her that because of you I couldn't catch her tonight. Then when Zip asks her name, she tells her name and leaves the window. And the next morning Ms. Pam calls Zip and Zap for a chat. She says that your parents left you here because they were bored of your mischief. Maybe that's why they brought you here. After that, both the kids start looking for them everywhere. And after finding their cuz outside, they also believe that they really left. Now Zap gets angry and goes inside. Zip also stands there and cries. Then Pam comes and explains that we should not live with those people who do not love us. Then Pam meets the other kids and tells them to play inside. They all welcome them. And Sister Enriqueta tells her to sing something, on which Zep refuses, so Enriqueta grabs the guitar and breaks it in anger, but then it gets better and takes out the second guitar. Then we see that Zip and Zep have slowly got into the atmosphere there, and Pam is also very happy to see this. Next we see Pam going somewhere with a strange lift, where we see that she has captured Zep's parents there. And Pam tells them when they ask that I don't like your kind of penance that don't let their kids do. what they want and you always give them different punishments, and she tells you that you are not invited by any publisher, but I invited you because I am the only one who lives on this island and no one's rule works here except me, and then she puts them in a machine and tells Jimmy to change them into 11-year-old kids, and then we see that this happens after turning on the machine, and the parents of Zip Zap change into kids who don't remember anything about themselves, and then Pam goes with them and introduce them to everyone, where Zip Zap is also present, and Pam tells both of them to tell their names, on which the girl's name is Flicky and the boy's name is Mackie. Miss Pam says that from today they will stay here, after which we can see that Flicky and Mackie have to share their room with Zip Zap. That's when PP comes back to their room again that night and she goes to catch that invisible ghost. Seeing her doing this, they all follow her, then they fight with Zap and Mackie. Mackie throws a book to Zap, which falls down in the air, and we learn that the invisible ghost is there, which is hurt by the book. So he throws the opposite books to PP and the rest of them. And a book gets stuck to Zip. All the kids run away from PP. Meanwhile, PP is looking for the ghost, where the compass she kept seems to be missing. And suddenly a gorilla runs out of the window. Pippi gets very angry seeing this. On the other side, Zip Zap, Flecky and Mackie run into the forest where they see the same gorilla running. Seeing this, everyone runs away from Flecky. Notices that this gorilla understands what he is saying. That's when Solomon and Pam come. Solomon shoots the gorilla gets scared and runs away from there. Pam looks at Flecky and asks if the gorilla has harmed him. Pam tells Freaky that he was a good guy and he understood what I said. Pam says that he is very cunning, so stay away from him, because I am afraid that one day he might kidnap one of you. On the other hand, Zip and Zap come to Solomon's house. Zap gets his gyulal, which his father had snatched from him once. And after going ahead, he gets his parents' luggage and his car's number plate. After seeing all this, they understand that their parents didn't leave them, but their parents love them a lot. Pam is hiding something from them and they get to know, and now to find out what they are hiding, Zip and Zap decide together. Now the next day we see Zip, Zap, Mackie and Flecky who tell all this to P, and P plans to run away with them. Then these 5 kids escape from everyone's sight. During that time, Pippi's leg gets stuck somewhere and she falls, due to which a siren starts to ring loudly and everyone finds out that these people are running. Pippi tells everyone to run because she was not able to stand because of the injury. Then, because of the arrival of the solo man, all the kids run away from there, and after wandering around the whole island, they stop at one place because of the evening. Everyone stops here and wants to spend the night, where we can clearly see the deep friendship between them. The next morning, Mackie's leg is trapped in a cage because of a rope. Then the same gorilla comes and saves them, and brings them to his place, which was on the shore of the sea. Here we can see that the gorilla is making a raft, as if he is thinking of getting out of here. Here Zip Zap finds out about Sister Antigua, who used to be a nun. But she was in the mental asylum and she ran away from there and came here. Solomon is also a criminal who ran away from jail. He points the gorilla kids to Peter Pan's painting and tells them that he is Detective Holgato, which Pam made, and Pam considers herself as Peter Pan. She likes to collect all these characters in real life. And now Zep says, "Why are we here again? Why are we here?" At the same time Pam comes there and says that I am Peter Pan and you are my friends here. Solomon wakes up the gorilla and then Pam zips and Zep Invisible Man. Zip and Zap ask Pam about their parents. Pam says that we will talk about this at home. In the next scene we see Zip Zap, who asks Pam what she did with Maggie and Flecky and where are their parents. Pam says that you have to choose one of your friends and parents. She says that we can't imagine our life without parents. Pam says that you are worried about those parents who don't want to let you enjoy a Christmas. Now Zep replies that they are our parents and I can leave hundreds of thousands of Christmas for them. Then Pam takes them to the same machine in which her parents were made by Mackie and Flaky. Then Zip Zap finds out the truth that Mackie and Flaky are their parents. Now Zep asks Pam, how can you consider yourself as Peter Pan? Because you are a girl and Peter Pan never wanted to grow up. Pam says that my wish is also like Peter Pan. She turns into a little girl immediately, who is not someone else but a PPE. She used to play with them for a while, not to support them. This is how this scene ends. In the next scene we see Jammy bringing food to these 4 kids, which Zip asks Zip if they really miss their parents. Zip says yes. They both ask Jammy for help to get out of here. Jammy says that many years ago this used to be a beautiful island, where there used to be a girl named Pamela, whose father was called Captain, and his mother used to read a book to Pamela every day. She used to say that life is like a novel and you can live your life as a character, but one day suddenly, because of the disease, Pamela's mother left this world. Captain was very shocked by his mother, and he decided that he will turn every imagination of his daughter into reality. Then whatever happens now, he makes many machines on the order of his daughter. One day Pamela remembers her mother and she starts to think her father as Captain Nemo, but he was not getting his own character. After searching a lot, he liked Peter Pan. Now she asks her father to make a machine that he never grows up with. The captain tries, but he fails, because of which his daughter grows up. And the love of that child turns into hatred because she has grown up. Now she starts to obey her father's orders, not Captain Nemo. For her happiness, he cuts his hand and puts a hook on his place. And then one day he makes a machine that his daughter, back to his childhood. That's why she tells Pamela to forget her memories, because of which she hates her father. But Pamela refuses to do so, and after becoming a machine, she makes a shield around this island, because of which no one comes or goes on this island. And so Pamela considers herself as Peter Pan and names herself Pam. Jemmy comes and says that I am still the Captain Hook for her. And friends, from this we come to know that Jemmy is Pam's father. Now to drive the kids away from there, they are told to steal the key from Solomon and Sister Enrique and leave in a submarine. And to fix all this, they have to find a snow sphere and break it. And these kids do the same. And as soon as they put the key in a lift, it turns into a submarine. But the PP comes there and stops them. And tries to drown them. But he presses a button in the zip compass by mistake. And as soon as they press the button, they teleport back to the spam lab. Which means that this compass is also a teleportation device. And that way they are saved from drowning. Here Pamela turns her father into a frog as a punishment for driving them away. Then she sees the 4 kids, and with the chain tied to the gorilla she puts the Mac and the Flecky in the machine and turns into another animal. This is why her father, who is in the form of a frog, he looks at the snow sphere and tries to break it. This time Sister Enrique goes to stop the frog, but Zip traps him and drops him as he comes out of the sphere, and Zep breaks it with the help of his gorilla. Everything becomes like the first thing as soon as it breaks. Gorilla also turns into a detective. All the children get their parents, and Pam's father also becomes a human from the frog, who forgives Pam for all these mistakes and hugs her immediately. Then in the final scene we see Zip and Zep saying goodbye to Mac and Flaky, where Zip gifts that compass to Flaky and says that my mother likes it very much, with which Flaky understands his signal that she is his mother, and they go out with the machine smiling with the mother, and they both turn into the parents of Zip Zap, who hug them and say that this is the best gift of our Christmas so far. And friends, you can also watch movies on our other channel. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye, take care of yourself, and finally thanks for watching.